brewed in Scotland, and we all know the Scots have been making fantastic quality booze for many, many years, a lot longer than the rest of the world. But the thing that makes Innis Gunn special is its oak aging. This beer spends time in some amazing oak barrels that have had some incredible liquids in them before, and that's really the secret to it. It adds this enormous dimension of flavour that's, there's just not a lot of beers that are made like this. It really is an extraordinary beer.
What I'm going to give you is an IPA, which is a slightly hoppier beer, although we use a very gentle hop, so it's not quite as hoppy as a lot of the American beers. So it's a very light hop, so you should get a kind of gentle floral note off it. It's a very refreshing beer. And of course, all of our beers go into oak as well, so it spends some time in toasted oak. So the aftertaste should be a kind of lovely, warm, quite big, oaky finish on it. Enjoy it.
Cheers. So what we're doing here today, we're in the home of Joani Mitchell. You would remember her face from season 2 of MasterChef. Innis Gunn is a craft beer made in Scotland.
For me, it's just an extension of what I love to do. I love to cook. It was a challenge that was given to me to cook with beer. And I'm not a beer drinker, but for me, it's just been an amazing journey because I love to play with food. So it's a creative, inventive way for me to play. So then Rowan said, would you be able to cook with this? I said, don't give me a challenge like that. I have to find fulfill. So that's why we're here today.
I mean, we're all about trying to get Innis Gunn, trying to get people to try Innis Gunn. Our major idea was, we started this a few months ago. Obviously, people have seen the growth of craft in South Africa. And what we're trying to do is, people have increasingly drunk better and better quality wines, better and better quality single malt whiskies, and we're really trying to offer people a beer of a similar level of quality to all those other fantastic drinks they're starting to drink. And I don't think anybody's really done that yet, Innis Gunn is an amazingly award-winning beer. It's effectively got a Michelin star for food and drink.
Well, I've been quite starstruck tonight because it's been Miss South Africa, Tatum Keshwar, wow. But my all-time favourite, Terrence Pillay. I mean, I just love him. Darren Maule from East Coast Radio. It's been lots of fun. It's been great.
Terrence Pillay was kind enough to invite me out on a weekday evening, knowing that I'm doing a breakfast show tomorrow morning. But that's none of our concern. To Joannie Mitchell's lovely house here in, where are we? La Lucia. For a little bit of a pairing of foods. Some beers and some different meat and pasta dishes, which is fabulous and very experimental.
I think it's just been amazing to be able to socialize with friends that I haven't seen in ages and just enjoy beautiful home-cooked meal that have been prepared spectacularly and presented to us in the most innovative and creative ways this evening.
Of course, what's not to like? 8 courses by Joani Mitchell. I have to say I'm not a huge beer drinker, but I have started to drink craft beer, and this is a very special beer. So yeah, the gazpacho was my favorite so far. In fact, I had Darren Maule's, I downed his.
Okay. Well, Innis Gunn is a very uniquely made beer. It's matured in barrels that once contained whiskey, and this very unique way of making the beer brings an extraordinary character to the beer. So typically a very long finish, a delicious oaky note at the end. So the 3 beers that we had tonight were the Innis Gunn Original, which is obviously the first beer that the company started with, and that spends time in Kentucky, in barrels that once contained Kentucky bourbon. It's got a lovely vanilla, burnt toffee, caramel type note to it. The second was an IPA, which is a slightly more hoppy, but more lively beer, a bit more fruity, and that spent time in new barrels, new Scottish oak barrels that we've toasted. And the third beer is the kind of it's the jewel in the crown, as it were. It's the one that all the beer aficionados write about. It's the rum finish, and that spent time in barrels that once had a blend of Caribbean rums, and so sort of delicious, dry, spicy note to it, and a really big kind of treacly mouthfeel.
It's seared tuna, just on a bed of greens, and it's got a wasabi emulsified sauce.
And then Innis Gunn Original uses a 4-year-old bourbon cask, so it goes into casks that have once had a 4-year-old bourbon, so you should similarly get a really lovely vanilla, burnt toffee, caramel note. Well, Joannie's such a talented chef. I mean, she's done such a fantastic array of dishes tonight, and one of the things that we wanted to demonstrate was how versatile beer is in general. The types of flavors that you can get out of beer are hugely varied, and what Joannie's done is taken us on a journey from kind of, sort of one end of the taste spectrum to another, and what we've tried to do is match beers as best as we can. We tried to keep up with Joanie, basically, to try and match beers with her various dishes along the way.
So what they've done is they've got this amazing treacly beer. It's a Scottish ale, strangely, for a dark beer, but they've got amazingly treacly beer, and it goes into Caribbean rum casks that have had a blend of rums. So you get a really dry spiciness, We've got a pork dish coming out now, and it's got a lovely sort of caramelized, glazed into it. So the sweetness of the pork and the rum finish go really, really nicely together.
So instead of doing a pie, I actually did just a filling of the pie, and then I did a choux bun stuffed with a carrot chili filling. So that's what you're having for the last course, and then the dessert is divine. Okay.
Our vision is that we want people to be drinking of the same level of quality as the fantastic champagnes and single malt whiskies that they're drinking. And for a long time that just hasn't happened, you know. And if we can get 0.1% of South Africans to do that, it would make me a very, very happy man.
I mean, as I say, I'm not a beer drinker, and I'm just absolutely loving this craft beer. Beer and food brings people together. So I hope that's what they've achieved tonight.